Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
everybody.
We are back. Welcome to the Soap Wire podcast brought to you by Jury Reviews Media. And this is where you get our thoughts on our stories. Hi, everyone. You know me as Ashley Sheree, and this is.
Deneen, Deneen. Hey, y'all.
Be sure to follow us. You already know that Soapwire is definitely on Blue Sky, Soapwire straight through. We are also on IG. For IG, it is soap_wire. If you want my social media handles, my social media handles are lady two Y's underscore ASA for the bad place, which is Twitter and on Instagram. And also on Blue Sky, it is lady two Y's no underscore ASA.
Hey, y'all. I'm Deneen. I am on Instagram under NEEN underscore Amanda, as well as Neen underscore the therapist. I am on Blue Sky under Neen Amanda and the bad place, as we call it, Twitter, aka X, under Kiss My Name.
Woo, child. Oh my goodness, we have so much to get into. Let's talk about
It's
the
been a busy week.
bomb that was dropped. Of course, one thing about soap Twitter or during the weekend, something is going to happen on the weekend that's just going to blow everything sky freaking high. And one thing that blew us sky freaking high was Maurice Johnson being recast as Ted Richardson with Keith Robinson. When I tell you,
I am shocked. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm shocked. I feel like it's super early. They filmed up for 6 months, so like the new actor will premiere. You've seen him before as well, y'all. He's not new to the cameras. Um, I don't know. I have mixed emotions. Hashtag turtleneck Ted. Like, what are we gonna do? What is this gonna look like? I think age wise, like, what's your thoughts?
I feel like age-wise, I do feel like it's okay. I
Okay.
think I've also heard that Keith Robinson is actually older than Maurice, so that's one tidbit.
Really?
Yes, I've heard that he's
Oh, okay.
older.
Okay.
Um, I think I'm just in my feelings a little bit because I was just like, what? Maurice is super active, like on social media. He responds to the fans, like he's in it to freaking win it. He was just talking to the
Right.
fans, like when all of a sudden the news dropped about him being recast. So like I was just like, yo, what the hell is happening? Like, oh my goodness, I just couldn't believe it. I still feel like flabbergasted and I have different like so many different emotions. And also, I just really hate when people condescend to so fans. Like, we don't know recasts happen. We know that. Hello, the majority of us are multi-generational watchers. Oh, we already know this. We do not need you guys to tell us this. But still, it was just a shock because it just felt so unexpected. I don't know. Maybe the storyline dictated for it. Maybe they're trying to go in a different route. Like, who the freak knows? But it was just so shocking.
It was very shocking. I think too, I don't want to say that it was shocking for the actor, but I feel like I don't know. I think
The day
time
before,
will
he was just
tell.
engaging fans. Like, he really was.
The day
Like,
of, the
like,
day of, he was live tweeting, watching. So it's like, but I will say that he has handled things very
professionally.
respectful. Yes, like professionally with grace. Like he'll be in that role up until June of this switch with Keith, but I feel like I don't know. I don't know. Let's
I
see.
not to
The
burst your
streets are
bubble,
saying it's a
not to burst
mistake.
your bubble, but I heard May. I heard he'll be in there in May.
Hey, what
Yeah.
month is this? Oh, this March.
We damn near April.
End of March. Like, I don't know. The streets are saying it was a mistake. It was too early. But these things happen in soap operas all the time.
All the
You know,
time.
he's just the first. He's not going to be the only. Because I know
Yeah.
we talked about last week, like who's going to be the first to be killed off. That's even something
Yeah,
to
that
look
has to
forward
happen too.
to.
Yeah, that's gonna be in the future too sometime. But yeah, that was just so shocking. I didn't expect to hear. And of course you had some rumblings from soap fans being like, I could have told you someone who could have won people. I was just like, yeah, stop coming for people's jobs. Let them live. Let them live. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just like flabbergasted. Absolutely flabbergasted. But since we were talking about Beyond the Gates, we might as well talk about the show. You know that this is like our favorite soap opera. We love to talk about Beyond the Gates, but we're not gonna bombard it and have it be like a 30, 40 minute talk like we like we've been doing.
I just have one thing to say. Like, okay, so yeah, I'm a nurse too, y'all, and I picked up today in a nursing home. The grannies was in there when Beyond the Gates came on. I'm doing my nail change. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, y'all got our stories on. They like, you watch this new one. So yeah, y'all, it's
Shout out to
popping.
the grannies
It's
in the
popping in all
retirement
age groups.
homes.
Yes.
Hey, me moms. Hey, mama. Like, we see y'all. I love it. I love it. Support Beyond the Gates always.
Yes.
So you know we're gonna talk about Danny crazy ass. Danny is so freaking crazy. I love her, but she is
I was
crazy.
gonna say, but we love her. We love the things that she represent. You know, like we saw a lot of health struggles with Danny this time around.
Mm,
I will say that the biggest thing about it was like the alcohol. Like Danny put it down.
yeah.
She drank that bottle of vodka like it was water.
But even
Like,
before the bottle, she obviously it left off on her falling asleep at Haley and Bill's home, like from the
yeah,
bottle of wine, then scripted bottle of wine that she took, breaking the photo frame. So like she and I have been noticing, we pick up on things. We're soap fans. Since the beginning of when she came on, she's been drinking continuously, and it does look like it keeps elevating. So I am starting
yeah.
to wonder if they are going to have her flirt with alcoholism, like if that's something that they're going to go down, because just based off what we've been seeing, and also her like falling asleep after drinking at Helly and Bill's, and then having to call the bestie Pam to come and save. Listen, if your best friend don't come and save you at a moment like that, is she really your
Is she
best
really your
friend?
best friend? Is she really your best friend? And I feel like the biggest thing that I love about this part of the storyline is that you have someone that's dealing with real issues. Like Danny is devastated. Her whole
Mhm.
world was turned upside down. And coping isn't always so beautifully, it's messy. So
Yeah.
if they are to explore that dynamics of it, I think that that will hit real life with a lot of people.
Yeah, and I mean, like, we also know soaps used to tell the real stories that were going on, whether it was from, the AIDS, sexual assault, incest, addiction. Like, this is what they have done, and those are the storylines that are, remembered. Like, even Bianca's being having an eating disorder. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming out, like, so there are so many different ways, and I would love for soaps to bring that back, where they really truly tackled social issues. So maybe this is going to be a social issue that they tackle. So I'm here for it. But as you know, so basically Danny runs amok at the house, and she calls the bestie Pam. Shout out to Katie McLean. That is my girl. Love me
Came
some
through.
Katie. So
Came
happy to see
through.
her. Came through, had a whole new, so didn't made sure to just change the. See, that's what I'm talking about. Pam was like, we're not gonna get a new frame. We just gonna take this glass out and put it. I said, yeah,
We just gonna put it back. Like, and then I love how we just gonna act like it wasn't Bill's house. Like, if she done had a whole kiki at Bill's
I,
house and call people over here and everything. And I just
and
love it.
it was so great. Of course, so Haley and Bill had to leave early. They're on their way back. They come in the home. Bill don't see nothing wrong, but all of a sudden, Haley can do
I
is
left this over here.
spotted.
I left that over there. Something is wrong. Something's going on. Baby Bill don't want to be with you. That's what's wrong. Like,
Oh God. Oh my goodness. But so of course then she goes and confronts Danny. I don't know. It was what it was to me. So I kind of felt like I was Danny looking at her like, little girl, if you don't go on, like that's like what it really, really felt like. Like if you don't go on, child. I and Danny, she saved face like as she usually does, but also noting like, and then that's when she, of course, later on, and we took it to the head again, and drowned it in that vodka, and who came, and who came. and helped her and took care of our girl. No one else but Andre. That's who.
I love the dynamics of them so much. And I've, like speaking to like other friends about it and stuff, they're just like, Danny's taking advantage of him. He's going through his own thing. But I
I don't
think
see it
that
that
they
way.
both have a need for each other right now.
I
Like
agree.
they're both leaning on each other. They both have demons that they're fighting that they can silently sit in a room and not talk. And it wasn't even like the physical intimacy of, all right, we about to have sex. It's like they both were able to be in that moment like, you cool? No.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Like cared
Let's just
about her as a person, and I can't say that Andre was ever or that Danny was taking advantage of him because she always stated what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, she may have said this is gonna be the last time, and it wasn't ever the last time, but she always let him
never
know
knows
like
what.
she's just got out of, she just got out of a relationship with a man she really did love, her ex-husband, father of her children, and this is what it is. But also, he keeps coming back too. And he also has, so-called feelings for someone else. But going back to that scene, I just felt like that scene was just so intimate. Because
Yeah.
also, sex is not the only type of intimacy that you can have. Intimacy is so many different
Like the
ways,
intimacy.
okay?
Like seriously, y'all. Shameless plug.
And that's what it was. It was the closeness. It was the hug. It was the double kiss on the cheek. It was the I'm there for you type thing. And that really just drew me in to the
Mhm.
Danny and the Andre of it all. And I said, damn, they got it. Like
They were
to me,
comfortable. Like
they have it.
comfortable with each other. It was beautiful. It was beautiful to watch. I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I rewatched that episode just so I could see those parts with them together. Like it was just like it was comforting for us as audience too.
Yeah, it was a lovely, lovely, lovely scene to see. So also, Tomas and Kat still doing their thing. He actually was able to see the family. Didn't meet them yet. And
Didn't
sis,
meet them.
I'm right there with her. You not meeting my family yet.
He said, "My
Absolutely
granddaddy,
not.
the senator. Have you ever seen him at work? No, you just no. This is not going to be an entire interrogation. Like we're not doing this." And I
We're
think that
not.
also was respectful towards her boundaries.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree. Oh. See, now I'm here by myself. You already know things does happen. I'm sure that she'll join again soon. So yes, I did agree with Neen about it stating the boundaries, and just how, things like that can happen. I think that they're a lovely couple. I really do like Tomas and Kat, but also noting too, we gotta have that what is it, Eva coming in and messing everything up. So of course we already know that Eva is now gunning for Tomas. So we're gonna also see how that goes. You already know that we tend to take this. There she is.
Let's talk about do not disturb. And I pushed the
Listen,
wrong
I
button.
can't listen. I kept it going. I kept it going. I was like, listen, we're gonna be real here. Things happen. Technology. It is
I
what it
tried
is.
to hang up on them, and I was like, "Wait, no, 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 no! I pushed the wrong button."
No, I just was going into the Eva and the cat of it all and the rivalry that's going to happen, and I'm here for it. Like I'm here for the rivalry, but I'm also wondering. So I just really want to know: is it going to be one? Does Eva and Tomas really sleep together, or is it going to be a two where he thinks they slept together and she had drugged him? It's going to be one of the two. It's gonna because usually that's how it goes.
Mm.
So
Either way they go, Kat is going to be so upset because she was
either way.
vulnerable, confided in him with being a virgin. So it's
Hmm.
like to betray this part of me, you go give this to someone else is like me feeling as if you're saying that it's something wrong with.
And also just stating like you can't wait. Like you're so pressed that you can't wait. I just told you about something that means so much and really you can't wait. You're that pressed. So it's going to be like I do believe it's going to be like something of that nature as well. But as I was saying, I love the cat and the Eva rivalry. It feels so real. Like we already knew once she saw that she was wearing a dress, she was not going to like it at all. And sis did not like it at all. So that was one confrontation. The next confrontation happened when she saw Eva was purposely flirting with Tomas. She was.
Like literally on purpose,
She wanted to get under her skin. So, and of course, and
and
then
he's
that was
feeding into it. He's not innocent. He's
no.
feeding
Oh
into
yeah,
it.
he's into it too.
He's
So, uh,
encouraging it.
I'm wondering about him as well. And we were able to see Bill in the past week be like, watch how he a little protected over Cat still, and the Duprees ain't messing with him like that. So I don't know. It's a lot of things like
It was
happening
like
over
she a good
there.
girl, which I thought was decent. Like,
Yeah.
we're team Bill, but to be able to be in that moment, like, okay, this still my niece. I come on, Black family. I like
Yeah,
that.
like don't play with her like that. So like, but that was it. So then of course they had a second confrontation, her and Eva about him. So this is giving like past rivalry, like give it all to
Yeah,
me, give me Rosanna and Carly Tenney. Like you know me, I just be like
you
Finley Van, like
you put them together and be like,
yeah.
this reminds me of this.
Even a little bit of Sarah and Liz. Like, stop playing with your girl. Your girl gonna always if they do a Natalie and Jessica. Natalie and Jessica towards the end of One
They
Life to Live's
just
one,
had
they
a
was
really
throwing bows. Like
no, for real. That was a good one.
yeah, they was tussling. Okay,
Sarah
so
and Leah was a good one too. That was a
yeah.
good one.
Yep. So I mean, we're gonna see how that plays out. But those were the scenes and the things during the week that really stuck out to me like the most. We already know Doug and the gambling was going happening there, like that's still on and popping. So it's still low key. It's a lot of different storylines coming out of us that are
Yes,
all like inclusive and like
yes.
thrown together. I love it. It's like an freaking umbrella. It's like bring
I
back the
agree.
soaps.
And you know
Ah,
what? We were talking earlier, and they've been name dropping characters that haven't popped onto the canvas yet.
sure
So I feel
have.
like they're laying down the foundation. Like we've heard a Luke to be Jacob's brother. We've also
Mm-hmm.
heard a Brandon Dupree or a Brendan Dupree, something like that. So it's like the
Tomas's
uncle.
sister. Like
Yes,
we're touching into the new week, y'all. But
yes.
y'all already know we talk about the previous week during the middle of the week. So yeah, like sometimes it just get. But there's gonna be. I already feel like there's gonna be a lot of new characters coming. We both feel like that. So they're already like laying the groundwork, which I think is going to be amazing. And now let's talk about Bold. So last week we already know that CBS soaps only had 3 days. But they tried to jam pack it as well. So when we were talking about Bo, Carter actually gave back the company to Rich and Eric.
So
Okay.
that's been a long time coming, right? Like we know that Carter has been super conflicted. We know that it's been Hope that's been pulling the strings of this couple master for so long. Like, and and it'd be so funny for me because like anytime I see a Carter scene, he just be looking so lost. Like,
He looks
I
sad. Like,
don't I don't want to be here. I can't believe like you just look at his face and he's just like, I messed up. How do I make this right? Well, you finally did it.
yeah. Yeah,
You
buddy.
finally did it. And now you can go get Daphne. So
Because that's what you really want, and that's what she really wants too. Because Daphne was up when they actually made it to the mansion, so all of the Foresters could rejoice. Daphne is up in there saying, That's a good man, Savannah."
a good
Talking
man
about Carter.
together. Mm-hmm.
He meant that. And every time you turn around, she's always saying, That's a good man. Like, girl, we get it. He's a good man. We know you want him, girl. We know it is okay. So,
And I
of
feel
course,
like even Hope telling Carter that she loves him. What you thought that was gonna do?
no, she said
It took him a little
loved,
bit. Like
loved with the D at the end. Carter looked like said, say what?
he was a little shook, but I mean, I feel like that's also confirmation for him to move around.
Yeah, he might be a little bit resistant at first. I feel like he's still going to be trying to make it work, but she is so butthurt right now that she didn't get what she
Yeah.
wanted. So Hope is just going to be on a whole new trajectory. I don't know if you guys saw like over the weekend, it was a picture floating around of Hope, and she looked like she raised her hand to her own Mama Brooke. Now I said, "Child,
See that.
Child.
Clutch my pearls. I did not see that one.
Girl, yes, it was. It was a picture
Oh,
floating around. And the only one who I would even give a pass of any of her children to smack her would have been Bridget because
mm.
we all know what Brooke did. Brooke actually slept with Bridget's husband, the man who took her virginity, and then she got pregnant by him. So like that is the only child that I could see like actually smacking Brooke. The thing is with Hope, like Brooke has really always been in her corner. Granted, she Brooke has done some crazy ish too. She did
Mhm.
sleep with Hope's boyfriend Oliver. Yes, I remember. But, you know, just saying, but it just felt so weird to kind of like see her do that, especially how much Brooke has had her back lately. So, but I don't know. We'll see this coming week, like, you know, how that all flows about. And then also just talking about the family ties and mother-daughter aspect of it all. Poppy and Luna, the confrontation did continue did continue. It's just really rich just hearing things from Poppy. And I'm just like, girl, you groomed your own nephew, slept with him, and produced a child. You really have no room to talk. I still understand her bringing up the fact like, okay, like you know, you killed two men. Yes, that is
Yeah.
so wrong. But also like Poppy, like you're weird too. You slept with your nephew, bruh. I don't even care if it's through
I
like
think that's
adoption.
what kind of like pisses me off so much because like anytime that Finn had, well, when Finn had the conversation with Lee and Lee's just like, you had something going on with my sister, and it's like you all are still using these terminologies, and it makes it even weirder. And then he's like, well, you and Dad were gone a lot. Okay, so your aunt slept with you, so it's like the dynamics of it is still so cringy. Like I know we have to
Yes.
work out the storyline. We have to continue to hear these details, but it's like I'm
Yeah.
over it. I want to talk about something else. Like,
Yes. Yes. Yeah, like it's just time to move forward. And essentially, so she did disown her, obviously, and you know, because after like all of the everything that Luna was saying to her, she was like, "Let's still have a relationship." Poppy was like, "Hell no."
no, like
So it is done up. So then obviously now she's like, woe is me. I'm by myself. Woo woo woo. So then it's just like, who am I gonna turn to? And of course, who does she turn to? Her crazy biological grandmother Sheila, who at first was like, hell no. And then all of a sudden she welcomed her with open arms. And it was just very weird because she kissed Luna on the lips. And I'm sorry, that kiss on the lips went way too long. I was like, ew.
it's getting creepy, but creepy is the word. Like,
Yes, like what the hell? So yeah, so that part I was just like, ew, yikes. So it was yeah, I don't know, y'all. So then we move back into the Forrester creation. When I tell you Steffi read them
Effie
down.
read everybody they rights. Told Carter, if you walk out the door, this it. We're not giving you any more chances. Like, hope for the future, go be with hope. You want to go be with hope? Go be with hope. Hope if hope is your future, let that ride. Stand on that. But you can't associate us with her any longer. And then it's hope like, well, you know what? I'm a Forrester. Almost ish kind of, like I got Forrester family. My siblings is Forrest. No, that still don't make it any
Yeah.
like and if that's the case, if that's the hill that you want to die on and try to bring that up now, you should have thought about that when you took the company.
Yeah,
If you were so team
exactly.
Forrester, like it don't work like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, yeah, and instead of make your own, and you know, because at the end of the day, the reason that Forrester is where it is just because of Stephanie Douglas's money, and Hope had the audacity to even tune her mouth to say something about Stephanie Douglas Forrester. Girl, don't even do it. Like
Yeah,
even
that's her
Eric was
granny.
like, Eric said, "I'm gonna stop you right there." He said.
That's her granny. What y'all want me to do? Is
Yeah. Like, Like what? Like, and then of course here comes Steffi. Yes, I am my grandmother's child. I said, I know that's right, Era. And then the next thing I know, the clips was flowing of how Stephanie used to go in on Brooke. Okay, the slap here, a push there, and a choke there, you name it. They was showing it over the weekend, and I love to see it. I hope Susan Flannery is doing well. You Emmy winner, you who allowed Bold and the Beautiful to get their first nod an acting Emmy, and that was because of the Susan Flannery, who also won for her role on Days of Our Lives as Laura Horton. Don't you ever play with the woman of Susan Flannery who played the Stephanie, okay? The Stephanie Forrester. I'm sorry, I loved her. That
I'm
was
gonna say y'all gonna get Ashley started. Y'all gonna get her started.
she was the reason why I started watching Vogue like that. I saw her choking Brooke. I said, "What is this?" It's like, so yeah, like it was just great. And then also bringing up the fact of they brung up like Rick and Bridget and like Eric's children, but it was just like, Hope, you're kind of grasping at straws right now
Yeah.
because like they're not there. So this and also you're not a Forrester. And then people will probably will say like, oh, but like Stephanie isn't a Forrester. Regent, guess what? They come from Stephanie. And they so it doesn't even matter. Stephanie's money built up, you know, Forrester creation. So it don't matter. And also Eric views them as his child and his grandchildren. So it is what it is. Said what it said. And that's that type thing. So it was good though. I enjoyed Wednesday.
It was good. It was good. And I think too, because like we said, CBS Shows was cut short this week because of March Madness,
Mhm.
that it did get to the point of let's throw everything we can in there.
Yeah.
And they did. They put enough drama for a week.
They said y'all coming back on Monday, okay? And guess what?
Because
As
I
soon as
want to
you
see if Carter gonna walk out the door. Like who Carter gonna choose? Tune in to
yeah,
the next
exactly. I was like,
episode.
oh, y'all back on cliffhangers now. Yeah, then we come back and see what happened. And speaking of cliffhangers, going into Days of Our Lives, which I have to say, like, I didn't really think it was a bad week for Days. I
Days,
really
days,
didn't.
days have been good.
Yeah,
Days have been good.
I have been enjoying it. So basically, they picked off where the EJ and Johnny tense confrontation because, as we know, Johnny is a product of rape. He found out that his father, EJ, did rape his mother, Sammy. He had no idea about it, and so he's like, it was a really good scene. Dan was amazing. Carson was
Yeah.
amazing. And then also it was just, hearing him say that, that the product of rape and also just the fact of just, people used to call his mother a slut and a whore, thinking low key. What I got from that is they said that because they would assume that she cheated on Lucas.
Mhm.
And basically that's why, in a rare, instances, this does happen, but it is super rare when twins have different fathers because, obviously sleeping with two different men. But
Yeah.
that's not, she didn't want to sleep with EJ. So this was, not something she wanted to do of free will. And just knowing that she didn't have to go through the name calling was something that really hit Johnny. And I really did appreciate the fact too of having like Chanel there being still that comforting
For that
source for
support.
him
Yes.
as he
Yes.
confronted EJ.
And I think it was so important how he told EJ like all of this was about power.
Yep,
Like
power and
everything you do.
control.
And I think that that is giving even more motive for Johnny
Yep.
to be the killer. So it's
Yes.
just like,
Please.
or the shooter. We don't know is EJ gonna die or is he just gonna get shot? Like,
I think he's just
I
gonna
don't
get
know. But
shot.
I think the shooter, like, it gives even more motive for Johnny. But I think those scenes were so raw and so
Hmm.
real and just like,
Just tears
he
flowing
laid
too
it all
from
out.
he did, he
Yeah.
did.
From both, like maybe this might be a turning point for EJ. You never know. Like, to sit there and have your
Not
son
a,
say that. Like, you
he
never
gonna have to get
know.
shot first because he's still going around like, Johnny had to tell him, like, no, take responsibility because first he wanted to blame Roman. He's making up all these excuses about Sammy and Stefano
Yeah.
and this and that. And he's just like, no, like, speak on what you did. You raped my mom. Like, let's talk about it. And he did. He raped her. Like, let's keep it a buck. So I did enjoy Johnny like really holding his feet to the fire, but also as the week progressed, we got to see the list of like, granted, this is just, our assumptions being so fans of the list of who shot EJ growing and growing from Jada and Rafe, Johnny, Gabby,
Hell,
Kristen, his own
maybe.
sister.
Like
Like
anybody, hell, throw Paulina in there. We just don't know.
Paulina, Ava. Ava
Like,
has a gun too. We saw
yeah,
Melinda give Ava a gun, like because basically Ava was given a gun to protect herself from Rachel Blake, but
yeah.
still, she and EJ also have a history as well. So that could be something too. I mean, he did kidnap it. We already know the history there too. So like, the list is like steady going. Gabby keeps saying, I want justice for my brother. So like it's
It's like
if
it's
it's not coming, I would be greatly surprised.
let's put a reminder here. Let's put a poll on Blue Sky. Y'all let us know who y'all think the shooter is. Like, let's get a poll together.
Let's get it on and popping. And then also I really did enjoy the talk that Johnny and Rafe had too, because they were really close when Sammy
Yeah.
was married to Rafe. I did like the fact because Johnny is like confused and just so many thoughts and concerns and all of this other stuff. And he just told him, one, remember your mother loves you, but also you need to know that like she is the victim. And I really appreciated him saying that because she is the victim.
Yeah.
Um,
And
and
she's been
she
blamed and shamed for so long.
exactly, of course he's confused because he's like, why did she marry him and have another kid with him and da 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 da. Like, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're hitting on the fact of your mother was raped and this is the situation that she was dealt and she loved you no matter what. And let's remember that during that time she will and she is and will always be the victim. So I
I
did
feel
like
like
seeing her talk.
Johnny needs to go talk to Lucky.
Ooh, that was a scene back in the day. Oh my God, I still watch it, and I still remember they were in Luke's. They were
That
in Luke's in
slap,
that scene. Ooh my
that
God.
slap, that slap that Laura did.
Put some respect on Jeannie
Oh
Francis'
my God.
name. Ooh, that whole thing when Lucky found out about the rape and
Ooh,
at the oh God, the
chills, chills thinking about it. Like that, that Jonathan, 90s Jonathan Jackson will forever have
top
a
tier.
place in my heart.
That's
Like,
why he won all them Emmys. He was top tier back
baby,
then. As a young teen, early 20s, like
got
he
it.
wasn't none of them could see him, okay, during that time. Like,
He
first of
was
all, also shout out to Michelle Van John because she was the person
wrote
who
that
also
storyline.
helped write during that time with Patrick Mulhoney. So give some respect on both of their names from looking back in the past and bringing Elizabeth's rape sexual assault story and then combining it to make it conflict with and connect with Laura's rape with Luke and child,
That was
y'all better write a story. They was writing in 1996, okay?
beautiful, beautiful.
Writing.
Okay, like we shall see.
Putting that respect back on the 90s. Hey, Wendy, you was doing your thing back then, girl. Oh, let me get back into days. I had a moment there. Man, I got to watch that later on
Yeah,
tonight.
we got two
Jesus.
more, two more. Because
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
thinking about my performer of the week. So let's keep
Yeah,
going.
let's get. We didn't even finish days though, girl, because we have so
Oh, it's been so much that's been going on with days. It's
it's
been
so much. Really quickly, Rachel Blake is no dummy. She switched the sermon so each could make her memory go away. Also noting that the who was it? So Joy left town. She's still pregnant with Alex's baby. I really don't care about Stephanie and the Alex situation, just being honest. But having Xander over here, Philip and Stephanie talk, and of course he goes to Sarah, and Sarah's trying to sway him because she knows what they were really talking about. The
yeah,
EJ and Kate showdown was definitely good. Not him threatening all of Kate's boys. Every single last one of her boys. He didn't bring up the girls, but he brought up all of her boys. And that is when Kate was about to lose her ish. She said, "Don't you bring up my kids." She would see him dead first. I said, "Kate, girl, let's go." That was also a good scene. So shout out to Lauren and Dan for definitely making that happen. And I also want to talk about really quickly. So Brady and Belle, I love their sibling moment, talking about how the Demiras have just, love life with the Demiras is awful. And the last thing I'm gonna touch on is Marlena and Steve and their search for John. Yeah.
We know how it's going to end. We know how that search is going to end. But I also remember, if I'm not mistaken, that he had a role in how he wanted his storyline to
Yeah.
be.
No, you're right. You're
So
yeah.
that, I think that makes it even more like, they're honoring, some of his last wishes with this.
Oh yeah, and y'all get them tissues ready because the way that they did Doug's and Bill Hayes's funeral, and nobody knew that Bill was gonna die. So may he rest in peace too. And the way that they did that was amazing. Susan did her thing too. So I cannot Deidre, I got my box of tissues ready, sis. Like I know Geraldina, people don't play about Geraldina. So this is gonna be I'm not looking forward to it. That's what I'm not, because this is gonna be a boohoo freaking central over here. Like I'm
We'll
not
be
there.
able, I think we'll be able to tell when they stop acting, like when it's
Oh,
raw and uncut, and the passion and the chemistry from decades
yes.
is
And
gonna.
also we've seen like Sammy, Allison Sweeney, Brady, Eric Moskoff, and Belle, Martha Madsen, they usually have tears when they talk about Drake. So I'm not ready, y'all. I don't even want to talk about it no more. I just have to say I'm not ready. We're not
I
ready.
got you. I got you. I got
All right, going into the place that's called General Hospital. I'll let my girl take that one away.
you. So messy, but I'm here for it. Let's get into it. So this week in Port Charles, we had a couple of ups and downs. We had a lot of things going on. Some of the things still repeating from a few weeks ago. So if you haven't watched, you probably didn't miss too much. Um, I'm not gonna do that. That's mean. I think the biggest thing right now in Port Charles is one, Carly was poisoned by Valentine on accident as he was trying to get Brennan in the hotel room. Brennan was in the shower. Carly went in. Somebody knocked at the door, bottle of champagne. Carly, being Carly, drunk the champagne, and of course she is poisoned. She gets transported to the hospital. Who do they call for help? Robin Scorpio Drake. Hey, my girl, we didn't see you, but we heard from you. Okay. Um, of course, Jason comes to the rescue, wants Carly to stay away from Brennan. Valentine gets arrested. He strikes up a deal with Jason, and now they're both after Brennan, urging Carly to stay away from Brennan. In other news, we have a Kai and Trina moment where she was
Oh.
able to reflect on her relationship with Spencer.
Yes. That's been a long time coming. I did see
Yeah.
that, y'all. That's been a long time coming. That's something that should have been happened. Because that was the love of her life who died. People have issues, and I'm gonna state this. My mother died when I was 19. So like we're like it's about to be the 20th anniversary of my mother's death. So that's something that always stays with me. So it being so recent that Spencer died, I would have thought that this would have been talked about more. Just seeing her conflicted about, oh man, I'm starting to have feelings for this new person. But Spencer's the love of my life. Like, am I betraying him? Like, is this okay? Should I be doing this? So it's those beats that are like really missing that I wish they would have really allowed us to see her process in this journey. I mean, like I still do. I think they're cute, and I think the chemistry is there, but the story is lacking substance,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Like,
I
and
feel like
that's
it's
the thing.
rushed. I feel like it's just put in there because they know it's something that the audience wants to hear. But I
Hmm.
don't think that her grief was really
Explored.
reflected, yeah, and processed through at all. So that's very
This, yeah, it's
I
sad.
don't
You know
like
what I'm saying? Like, it's unfortunate.
very unfortunate.
Because Sprina was a very huge couple. Like,
And then
I've met
with
friends
her
through
three, I think
Sprina
it's her
fandom.
3 year anniversary. She
Yeah, today.
she posted today, and then she did put a small video of her and NAC for the 60th anniversary. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. So
digress.
happy anniversary to Tabby. Yay! Happy anniversary, Tabby. But yeah, so it was really nice seeing we've been there for her journey from start to finish.
Yeah.
Signy Michaela, was the second Trina, but it always felt like she was the first one. And, handing it off to Taviana was absolutely amazing. It was a great handoff. Like it was just great. So and it just worked. Yeah, so I just hope Tabby is enjoying her 3 year anniversary. Three is a great number. Your Trey year, sis. So yeah, but back to this, yeah, it's just lacking. The
It is.
the the
It's,
storyline is lacking. It's missing things.
lacking. It's lacking.
Hmm.
We also have Charlotte is reunited with Lulu, and you would think that this would keep Lulu busy, but she is so involved in everything that's going on with Brooklyn and Chase and Dante, and this is not your business. And she's just like, well, that's Rocco's brother out there. Girl, mind the business that pays you. You've been running all over the world to go get this baby that has not been kidnapped. She is finally home. Focus on that. Like, I just feel like there isn't enough care to Brooklyn for being a teenage mom and having to give her baby up and not knowing anything, and then how you just ambushed her and told her all these details. But shout out to Chase.
Yeah.
Chase stood up and was like, "You keep coming for my wife, I'm gonna send your ass to jail." Like he was like, "You need to stop. You broke into Martin's room. That's my uncle. You ain't never cared about that being your uncle before. So I
Yeah,
really
at
need you to
all.
know yourselves and
What
cut it."
scene have they had? Like, let's keep it a buck. Martin stays in scenes
Because
with Laura and
every
Tracy.
time he in the room with Laura, you find an excuse to leave. So how is that now your uncle? Like make it make sense because the math ain't mathing. And then
Period.
also she is the one to, and I know she's gonna be the one to tell Dante because
Yeah.
she can't hold water. She can't. It's giving Julie, and I think that's what's pissing me off so much. Like this is not your secret to tell. It's not like it's
It
not.
really is old school. As it they went back to the first Lulu rendition. They did.
Yes, like
Yeah.
all up in
Yeah.
everybody business, having to. Well, I need to. I can't hold this in. You wasn't supposed to know.
It
You
wasn't
went
your
snooping.
business.
Like you went snooping. This had absolutely nothing to do with you. So I just think that that is wild. I think it's also funny. Funny as hell going back to Martin. Tracy got Martin extradited to California for not paying his alimony.
As she should, man. Get him up out of here. You on Drew's side. Get your ass out
Because
of here.
Willow, sweetie, I'm gonna hold your hand as I say this. Do not move in with Drew.
You know she gonna do it anyway.
Why are you moving in with Drew? What does that serve you? What does that serve your children? What does that do for your family? That is not a space for you to be in.
Yeah.
Let it go. I free you, my good sis. That's
Be
that's
free.
not that's not for you. And Nina, tell your baby what's going on. Why haven't you told Willow
I
that
hate
Drew
it.
was sleeping with both of y'all?
I
Why is
hate
this still a
it.
secret? This is what it's been like 4 or 5 months now.
That's
Why is
why
this
it's
still a
so hard for me to
secret?
watch. It's so hard for me to watch because I get so freaking angry besides the Taggart situation. But
Yeah,
that part too, because I'm just like, oh, it's so nasty, so disgusting. Like, how many times has Ava told her, be honest? Like, what the
you know
hell?
what's going on. Like this is not nothing that is new. This is not nothing that this is something that can be preventable if you just tell the truth. And when
Exactly.
she tells the truth, if she tells the truth, Willow, if you still decide to be with this man, you are not free from this code that Shiloh put you in years ago. Your
Mm-hmm.
mind is not free at all.
Oh, talk about it.
Like,
Yeah,
and you're
like
raising a daughter.
Child, like it's bad. Like it's bad. Like I hate Drew and I just can't take how stupid Willow is. Like
Yeah,
and I had to put the emphasis on stupid because that's what she is. It's so dumb. Like I can't watch stupid people like this. Not this bad. Mm-mm. Not this bad. Woo woo woo. No bitch, ain't no woo woo woo. Like you're awful.
I
Drew
just
is
hate it.
awful. Like, are we really doing this? I never wanted Michael so damn bad in my
No,
life. Like, what the
seriously. And he out
hell?
here living his best life.
New
He
room.
out here living. Chad out here living his
Chad
best
said,
life.
I think not.
Post videos of the baby on the scooter and stuff. I mean, you better go ahead, be with your
Chad
baby
is like,
daddy.
wee! Yay!
I think that is it for me for General Hospital. I don't. Oh, so we had Alexis and Rick
Oh
at the
God.
PCPD as they went back and forth over Cody. Of course, Molly stepped in. I think they are continuing to lay the groundwork for the Molly Cody coupling. So we shall
Which
continue.
I don't see any Kim, but whatever. Poor Kristen. She's a great actress too, by the way. But that's no here or there. Of course, now going on to Young and the Restless. So we had a Nick moment. So Nick and Sharon shared a small moment. They were talking about their children and just
Yeah.
everything that she's been through and a captor. And I'm just like he gave a moment like, do you think about us? Like type of thing.
But they're both in the space of, well, we got a good thing going right
Yeah,
now.
so we
Let's not
good.
ruin it. Let's not do anything different. But we all know when a man that's not our man, that used to be our man, get into a situation to save us and be the hero, baby, we tingle a little bit. So I
I can
know
be
that
a hero,
Sharon,
baby.
Sharon is tingling for Nick the same way Phyllis is tingling for Billy. That's gonna happen.
That
That's gonna happen.
part. And
Poor Sally.
oh, Sally will be okay. Sally needs to be with Adam. That's the chemistry. You know what? And even, and
Mm,
I'm someone who was an Adam and Chelsea fan. I can admit it, especially
that's real.
like yeah, the other renditions, like they definitely of Adam and Chelsea had me in a chokehold. The other two, and I was even fine with Grossman too right now, but
Yeah.
I have to admit that Sally now and like Grossman's Adam, they have it. The chemistry is just there. I don't know why they won't put them together. So like it's unfortunate, but they're gonna give Adam and Chelsea another go round. And also noting they actually had see, I'm like, this is the Beyond the Gates effect. Did y'all hear the music that they was playing when Adam and Chelsea had their moment? I said, what now
What my niece be doing, clock it. That's what the kids be
Young
doing.
and the Restless, when y'all did this? Yeah, I,
Okay,
okay.
CBS, we see you. Okay, CBS.
Who y'all was talking to at Beyond the Gates? Y'all sharing secrets?
Like
Like,
they over there opening the gates.
no. Okay. I also just want to know too, Sharon did invite Nick to come with her and Faith as they visit Noah. He said no, and then he walked back, said he would think about it. Phyllis is having a really tough time. So she was talking to her kids about it, and like you said, she went to go visit Billy.
But
Lana
like Billy,
comfort.
the kids, her job, it's the only thing that's bringing her through right now. So we shall see.
We shall see. We shall see. So yeah, that's what's going on with them. And also I love how they got my girl Tracy being suspicious of Adam. Alan. Alan done moved up the wedding and then got his ass on a flight to Paris because he feel like it's getting too hot. And Tracy's like, what's going on here? Even low key Jack was feeling a little bit like, y'all trying to get married so soon? Like, what's going on here? They also mentioned Brad, her former marriages, and then the family was like, okay, like we'll do it. But then all of a sudden, him hopping on a plane to Paris got Tracy looking like, what's going on with Alan? Like she's trying to clock his tea. What's happening here, bruh? So. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. Also, Summer stayed looking jealous of Kyle and Claire, so you know how that go. Somebody always gotta fight over Kyle. Okay. And then also my favorite
I'm
people
like,
to
their
talk
sexy couple has some scenes this week.
about. I love my Nate and Audra. I also love like seeing the Winters, the Hastings
Yeah.
clan, with their people in the mix now. So of course how it happened, like Audra is waiting for Nate. Nate is in a meeting with his family, Lily and Devon, and they're talking about situations. Holden comes, and then of course he's trying to essentially like flirt with old girl. She's not having it. Um, Damien comes in and he interrupts a meeting that Nate is having with his fam and tells him about Amy being in a clinical trial. And they decide that they're going to essentially go and make sure that she's good. He calls up Audra, let him know that, hey, boo boo, stink a stink. I got to cancel. I got to fly out to Chicago. Da 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 da. So Holden takes this as a chance. Well, we can eat together. So then they eat together. And then who comes walking up in here? Do do do. Excuse us, like none other than Lily and Devon walking in, seeing like Audra finally giving Holden at least a chuckle when she's been mean mugging him the whole entire time. And the one time she's not mean mugging, here his family come like, excuse sis, what's going on here? So
And
now
of course, he becomes on the defense, and it's
mhm.
like suspicious, suspicious,
Yeah.
suspicious.
Lily's like, what is going on? And of course, she tells her brother. And then, so of course, Holden clocks it. He's like, so Nate family don't like you as much as Nate like you, huh? So, and that's how it's going for you. That kind of sucks, huh? Don't it? Like, I enjoyed the whole dynamic of everything that they are
It was good. It was
throwing.
good. It was good.
Yeah, that is the crew. That is the crew. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to go to our breakout performer of the week. Who do you have?
Hey, for she, I have Steffi.
Ah,
Steffi, read everybody their rights. I think also shout out to Jackie. She's pregnant with her fifth child. She's still out here doing the damn thing. So
still
just
doing it.
like, yeah, Steffi for me. Steffi hold it down. POP. She did. It's like if you could line them up, Steffi was just throwing them.
Pew pew
And
pew. Like
yeah,
she was not
that the
playing.
popcorn. Oh, she's still going. Ooh. So for me, it was Steffi.
Shout out to Jackie and that fifth child of hers. So for me, I have a two-parter, like a
Okay.
two-part punch. I'm gonna give it to Dan and Lauren for Days of Our Lives, Kate and EJ. The way that they were just bouncing off of each other, um, they stood on business, the anger, the resentment, the like who you talking to, the like if you want to bring it, let's go. I'm about the rah rah. Like both of them was just giving it to
Yeah.
each other. I thought it was so good. Okay. Like I was like, yes, let's
Yeah,
go,
it was
let's go.
heavy emotions. Yeah.
Exactly. And you know what, guys? That brings us to the end of Soapwire Podcast. So you already know the deal. Thank you so much for spending the time with us. We are so excited we have been expanding so you can listen to us audibly. We're on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, you name it. We are there. Also, when you have the opportunity, we have the sister podcast called Real Chatter, REEL Chatter. So you could check that out too. Me and Jeree, we do that. And we'll be back next week with more soaps to talk about. So thank you so much for taking the opportunity and hearing us talk about our stories. So thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.